Brock Purdy, thank you for coming. You have the week off. You have 2 weeks off. You're not playing this week. You're not playing next week. Then you get a do-over in the playoffs, and you get to really cement your legacy right now. We got to talk to you about what you need to do, how you need to approach this part of the season, because you're coming off an incredible MVP candidate campaign, but that's over with now. Coach, take it away.
Good afternoon, Brock. It's nice to see you. So you've had an amazing year, okay? And all of the trappings of the numbers and all of the accolades and the hoopla around everything that you've done, it comes to a halt because now the defining moment of who you are as a quarterback is about to be written. The real story starts now, right? So we're in the playoffs, and there's a couple of things that you must take care of in the position that you're in. One, stay healthy.
Yeah.
All right. Protect yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Don't get outside of the pocket or try to get outside the framework of the offense and injure yourself, ergo hurting your team. Try to keep yourself as healthy as possible, which you've done a pretty good job fairly throughout the year.
Yeah.
Stay within the offense that's given to you. Everybody is smart enough to understand where you stand on this team.
Yep.
You do not have to be the unspoken leader. You do not have to be the guy that wins the entire game for us. You have to operate the offense. All right. Because when the offense isn't operating correctly, we don't want you to be the scapegoat. You don't need to be the scapegoat. Okay. So there's a lot of things that we can talk about that you can continue to keep doing: the processing, the leadership, the anticipation, moving outside of the pocket and keeping plays alive. Basically staying as opportunistic as you can while still protecting yourself. But what we need you to do is stay in your lane. Basically, we need you to be able to operate your lane to its fullest, because you have a team that is full of guys who know how to do their job, and it's your job to facilitate them.
Yeah. Brock, I'm talking to you right now. Look at me, Brock, right here. Okay. I really respect what you've done this year. And to the coach's point, you had a lot of pressure. You had a lot of you got the most Pro Bowl votes. You were an MVP. You might win the MVP award this year. You led the league in all these stats. And along the way, you had people, peers of yours, Cam Newton, saying, he's game manager. He's not a real MVP candidate like I was. And I know that pissed you off, as it should. You're a competitor. And so against the Ravens, at certain times you tried to prove that you were more than a game manager. You can prove that one day, but now is not the time to prove that, Brock. The way you played against the Commanders is the way you should play in the playoffs. Conservatively. For now, for the next 3 games, you're a game manager, Brock. Okay? If you think anything else, that's pride messing with you. Okay? Forget pride. You're a game manager for the next month. That means no interceptions. Because if you throw no interceptions in the playoffs, the 49ers should win the Super Bowl. I think they're that good. I think you know it. If you get in a situation where you're down 14, that's a different story entirely. But you're not in that situation very much. You're usually winning. So what you need to do is hand the ball off and not take chances. I'm looking at Russell Wilson when he won the Super Bowl, when he was about your age. He threw no picks in those 3 playoff games. He never passed for more than 215 yards in a game. He never threw more than 25 passes in a game. And that team rolled. That's your job, man. Be a game manager. You can do it. Don't try to do too much. Brock.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with the sentiments. He just needs to protect himself. I have been like, now that the season's over, right? This game against the Rams does not matter, right? So it is time to kind of start understanding what we've seen thus far in the season. And Brock has done very well. If you would have taken all of this and lumped it in without context and just said, all right, first week of the season, you get a chance to just peek at your numbers without context. Here goes Brock's numbers. We'd be floored. Nobody would be upset with the numbers that Brock is giving us right now. So he has not only done his job, he's exceeded expectations. He has, man. Go ahead.
I agree with you, but Brock, stay with us. Don't leave. We're still talking about you. Mm-hmm. There's a streak in you, Brock, that concerns me a little bit. And it's one of your best qualities, but you don't see yourself as a game manager. You see yourself as a game changer, and there are moments where you try to take those chances, like that first pick against Baltimore, or that first touchdown pass against Jacksonville. I mean, that touchdown pass against Jacksonville, you threw that ball into a sea of hands, and Brandon Ayuk came away with it. But there's probably a 12% chance that would end up good. That's you, and you got to fight that urge, especially before the Super Bowl, because there's no need to take those chances against Philly or Tampa or anyone in the NFC, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Agreed.
That's it. All right, let's take some super chats before we address Kyle. Yeah, we're talking to you, Kyle. Hey, Kenyon Gibbs says Fernando. Oh. There was one earlier.
You're not in the same mood today?
Way earlier, and I missed it. But man, I'm trying to put it. Hold on. I have to just a second, unpin.
Well, you found something?
Nah, there's one that didn't make it. Okay, Jack Jackson. Why no one remembers the catch in 2012 playoff with Alex Smith to Vernon Davis? We celebrate the catch with Steve Young and T.O., but the Vernon Davis was just as awesome. Love your show. Keep it up. Kind of random.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great play.
Yeah.
It's because that season didn't end with a Super Bowl, but neither did the Steve Young T.O. I don't know. It's a good question. Okay. How about this one? Matthew Sanders. Yes, the Marcellus Wallace playoff strategy. That's right. It's pride messing with you. Oh, that's not how we put it.